Hi, I'm Jace, and welcome to Animal Crossing 2024. This is not the first time that I've attempted to do an Animal Crossing Let's Play. Something always gets in my way, and I'm determined to not let anything get in my way this time. We are doing a mix of YouTube and Twitch for the story-based unlockable stuff. We're going to do an edited down Let's Play here on YouTube. For more long play and goal oriented stuff, like, I don't know, villager hunting, building up money, we're going to go over to Twitch. My Twitch link is down below. You might want to go ahead and follow because I will be streaming Animal Crossing this month. But for now, enjoy the beginning of the game right here on YouTube. Let's go ahead and jump on into it. This is the first scene of the game. There is not much to it for how important it is. You just make your character and pick your island. It's very cute. That's one reason that I originally got into the game, because it was cute. I got into the original Animal Crossing game in my second year of high school. It was a long time ago. You see me put in my birthday here. It's July 5th, which is very soon, actually. And I'll be 36 very soon. So my second year of high school was a long time ago. But enough about that. Back to the game. I was resetting for a blue airport in Cherries. A lot of people like to do themed islands, which honestly sounds like a lot of fun and keeps the game from getting stagnant. However, I just like blue. So we're going with the blue airport in Cherries because I like cherries. I do have villagers in mind, and as I said, I will be doing my villager hunting over on Twitch, so we're not going to really care that much about villagers. We're going to go get who we want as soon as we can. Anywho, I am in America, for those of you who don't know, so I did go with the Northern Hemisphere, and there was really no logic to why I picked the island I always pick an island that has a similar layout. I just like how it looks. So, basically did what the little Nookling said, just go with my gut. And that shape is just pretty much how I like my island. So, yeah. And as for why I answered the what would you bring on a deserted island question the way I did was it's what I would do in real life if I were asked that question. Food is not going to be hard to find. Light, as in fire. They said lamp, but I was just taking it to mean light. Not hard to find either. And if you're making fire and looking for food, you're going to have something to do. So that's just how I answered it. Now there's a little cutscene coming up. It's supposed to be like a video that Nook made. So I'm going to hush and let you watch that. I love the little island flyover scene. I think it's quite nice, and it lets you see everything real quick before you get into the game. Well, most everything. As I said, as for villagers, we will be doing villager hunting over on Twitch when I unlock that part of the game. So follow me on there if you want to see some villager hunting. It'll be fun. As for villagers for now, we've got Bill, who is a duck. I'm a big fan of ducks. I love ducks. And we have a horse named Renee, which I think is adorable. We are going to befriend them and enjoy their company while we have them, but they're not staying, unfortunately. Quick little note about Tom Nook. If you are more familiar with the older games, such as the original or New Leaf, or even the ones in between the original and New Leaf, you'll know that Tom Nook is kind of scummy in the older games. He's nicer and more helpful here, but we have your number, Tom Nook. I choose to build my house near the residence center, so you'll see me place that there in the future. I also put my museum there as well. So yeah, I just like to put everything close by. I didn't really give too much thought into where I placed Bill and Renee. I'm pretty sure you can change it later. Plus, we're not keeping Bill and Renee either. So it does not really matter. I was mainly just trying to put them in a place where I didn't lose any trees. So yeah, that was pretty much my whole thought process behind where I put Bill and Renee. And it's probably going to be my thought process when I get ready to add more villagers, which will definitely come later. We're still very much on day 1. Here is what I mean by Tom Nook is a little scummy. He talks about teamwork here, but he's going to send my character off to do most of the work. In New Leaf, I believe you could set up donations for stuff you can do around your village, but nobody but you will ever donate unless you're sharing your island with another player or people come by your island and I'm saying island, I meant village. You will never get donations unless you're playing with somebody else. Pretty much the villagers don't donate. So you basically do all the work here. So yeah, that's a little scummy. They didn't make that part of Tom Nook a little nicer. But he is nicer about loans and stuff in this game, as we'll see once we get more into the game. I do go ahead and cut out me actually collecting the firewood and the cherries. As I've mentioned previously, I will be streaming some of this island. So, as I said, if you would like to see some relaxing fishing, bug hunting, decorating, go ahead and follow my Twitch. It will be down in the description. I will be streaming this game this month. Well, at least my character does get some acknowledgement for doing all the work so far. I'm the resident rep of Kattegat, and in case you're curious about why I chose the name Kattegat, I love the show Vikings, and both the original series and the second series, Vikings Valhalla, is largely set in Kattegat. It's a real place. It's still there. Hello, if you happen to be from there. if you happen to be from there, I would love to hear what it's like. Does anyone else think it's strange he's calling juice a snack? I could see him calling it a snack if it were a smoothie, but it's just juice. He said juice. He should have said smoothie, or it would have made more sense. I've always noticed that. It's strange to me. But anyway, this scene is cute. I would enjoy a bonfire with some cherry juice as well. Here's another example of Tom Nook being a little less scummy in this game. In all games, he lets you take your time paying him back, but he's mean about it, kind of. At least in the first game, you definitely feel pressure to pay him back. And in New Leaf, the Nook twins, I think, were a little creepy too. Maybe it was this game. I can't remember. We'll see once we get more into it. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He's a little scummy in older games. He's kind of nice here compared to the older games. Alright, I think we're going to end right here. The first day is very long, so there's going to be a day 1 part 2. So be on the lookout for that. It takes a little bit to edit. But yeah, we're going to end here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I will see you in the next part.